Welcome everybody back in the video. We are on the Veritas account again. 2 more wars left. This war and next war. So far, all accounts are looking pretty good, I think. I haven't looked at Yuki's war yet, but we are all pretty good in terms of going to top 32. Hopefully, there's no global on global massacre on the final guild war of the season. Because that means some guilds will not make it into top 32. So let's get into it. We are versus Critical. We did fight this guild on Yigi. We did lose to this guild, I think by I don't want to say it was a lot. I think it was a little bit that we did lose versus them, right? So let's get into it, right? So, of course, as usual, we are going to go over to the Stinger Fortress because I just prefer Stinger Fortress. I don't know why. I just always like going over here. So, actually, you know what? It's probably just going to be a Roel angle. We are probably just going to take Roel into this. Can't go wrong with our good old girl Roel. Alright, now lastly, let's go ahead and give you HP boots, speed, and take Abigail's because I'm not going to be using her this guild war. Alright, good to go. Just in case if it's a counter, Dust Devil, BBK, I have nothing to really worry about, right? So, there you go. Top team, we are going to FCC Arbor Shadow shoot Roel into the Boss of Runka, Ilanov, and Aria. Have nothing to really worry about here. Yes, Ilanov will be better here, but I don't have Ilanov on this account, so, you know, kind of just suck it up. Bottom team, you do see a Lilius, Harcity, BBK, Classic Zio, Pavel, and Veronica. You do want your Pavel on Symbol of Unity, and ideally 5.5, 350. And then Veronica, you do want her on the Oath Key, and I prefer the extra 30% CR over the pushback. Pushback is kind of useless, honestly, in my opinion. I'd rather have the 80% CR push. That's crazy. That's really crazy when you think about it, right? So, let's get into it. Surely we 12-0. This is the second good where I'm recording, right? I have not recorded Yigi yet. I usually been saving that one for last now lately. So let's get into it. So, counterattack, Boss Ruka already gonna happen here. Already happening. We have Stealth Proc, which is nice. Let me see. So, Aria is for sure gonna go into my Ruel. Am I worried about that, though? Because, actually, you know what? No, let's just go ahead and rip S1. I'm going to rip S1 because I don't mind pushing up the Boss Runka. I'd rather push her up because she's going to go into FCC. Aria is going to go into Roel, so I really have nothing to really worry about here, right? Literally nothing to worry about. 30k HP Aria. Again, I thought about bringing DDR in here, but then I'm like, wait a minute. If I bring DDR in here, what if he doesn't land any effectiveness? Land any venoms on all that. And I'm like, well, then he's kind of here for nothing. We did throw back defense break on the Illinois, but again, it doesn't really matter. She's just going to cleanse it anyways. The whole goal there was just to basically throw skill no, right? Now, this is basically going to be a Urban Shadow Shoe showcase. It may be a long one. It may be a sleeper. I'm saying that already. It's probably going to be a sleeper. But hey, I will say though, this is kind of spooky. I'm going to go ahead S3 or S2, the FCC. I'm going to go ahead and rip S3 on Urban Shadow Shoe on the Boss Ruka. This Boss Ruka keeps on countering. Is she going to counter again? Okay, thank you. Thank you. She didn't counter that time. All right. Aria goes. Yeah, I'm not really so much worried about this. Yeah, that did no damage. Again, even if we had Aureus on FCC, it'd probably be much better. But oh well. Alright, Illinois will go. Doesn't really matter. Again, our Urban Shadow Shoot, of course, counter into a Illinois counter. That's crazy work, I will say. That is some crazy work. Just in case, now I'm going to go ahead and rip S3 on my Urban Shadow Shoe. Because my FCC has Holy Sec, so I'm not really worried about that, right? But Urban Shadow Shoot, planned injury to Ilanov and the Aria, which is perfect for us because that means they're going to be doing less damage, right? Which is nice. I am going to be annoyed though because this Boss Ruka is going to be able to go ahead and do another S3 unless I can provoke here, but I doubt I can provoke her. No provoke, sad time, sad noises. She goes again. Slowly but surely wins the race. Hey, it's going to be one of those long ones, right? But again, maybe you guys see it, maybe you guys don't. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be cutting it off. Alright, Elenov's going to go again. 13k damage, but oh well. And Urban Shadow Shoe should be able to get rid of the Boss Ruka here. Nothing to really worry about after she dies. Honestly, Elenov and Aria really does no damage here. I say that, but watch us die. Boom. All right, that's good to go. Arya go ahead and does another S3. Now, I'm not really so much worried about this S3. Yeah, her HP is lower, so I'm not really worried about it in that aspect. And I am going to hit the Arya. Hopefully it's not counter. I am tempted to... What's this, Illidanov? One more turn? Okay. You know what? Let's just go hit the Illidanov. I thought about hitting the Arya, but the more I think about it, I'm like, well, what if? What if? What if this is a counter Arya, right? Right, so I'm going to be careful. I'm going to save her for last. We will save her for last. Like, we're just going to go ahead and beat down the Illidanov with our Urban Shadow Shoe. And it will lower HP of the Arya in the meantime, right? Nothing to really worry about. See, 19k HP, and she's just going to go lower and lower. She's never going to kill Ruel here unless she does her S3. That's really the only way I do see her killing our girl Ruel. But we have Revive, and then it's just kind of ugly for them, and then, yeah. Now is the perfect time to rip S3 on Urban Shadow Shoe on the Arya, and they are pretty much gone. Again, we gotta lock in. We got 2 more Guild Wars left of the season. I don't want to int. I've been doing really well. Of course, there's the double, and there's a counter I was worried about. Surely. Okay, we're fine. Sure. Okay, that's exactly what I was worried about. That exact lineup right there, or that exact setup that happened right there, is what I was worried about the most. But, again, luckily, Urban Shadow Shoe has been implying a lot of injury. Please don't counter. Okay, good. Alright, now she's just going to die to Ruel's S1, and we are good to go. Now I'm just going to sober an S1, provoke, lock this Illidanov, and we're done. It took forever. Again, you probably didn't see it. Maybe I left in some parts. I'm not too sure yet. But hey, a win's a win. And this is still, funny enough, this is still the first round. Oh, man. All right. Not too bad. I already forgot. Oh, the second team's going to be the Pavel team. All right. Let's get into it. Surely, this is not an Elber. Well, even if it's Elber's Lilius, it doesn't really matter. Our Veronica's pretty damn tanky for that exact reason. So, let's go ahead and rip S3 on the good old girl Harsetti. Lilius does have immunity. Again, it doesn't really matter. Alright. Sober and S3 on BBK. Because again, ever since I entered that one time, you want to go ahead and rip S3 onto the BBK just in case. Again, for this example right here, it is a proof of valor BBK. So an ideal situation that if I didn't rip my Veronica S3 into this BBK, we would have lost. That is exactly why you want to do that. Defense, break, the bomb damage and everything. You need that. Especially versus proof. So it's a 27k Lilius. I am pretty sure this is a 0 damage Lilius. Yeah. Yeah, basically 0 damage. That's the usual damage I see just from like a, what, 200, 250, 280 crit damage Lilius. Nothing to really worry about. Alright, and she is gone. I think Sack is, I think Sack, Holy Sack is not a bad idea on Lilius. Because that means she's going to guarantee to kill the Pavel more than likely. So, it's not bad. Right? Especially if it's like their first hit. So, that is cleaned up. Again, the ammo can is still up, so I don't want to hit that. Now, let's go over here and hit the Stronghold. The Stronghold is currently up. And again, I will be double checking. I will be checking if there's anything special about the comp. And I don't really see anything special about it, so let's get into it. It's probably more than likely cut, but let's look at this. So we do see a Christie, Arya, Young Senya versus Harsetti, Balzarunka, and Illidanov. Now, technically, I could mort this top team with like Arbiter Vildred and Young Senya, but do I trust Arbiter Vildred? 337? I don't know if I trust this Arbiter Vildred versus what I've been seeing. What I see in the guild chat, I don't know if I trust it or not. So, let's go ahead and be better safe than sorry. Surely. Surely. This is fine. Give our good old girl... Where you at? Where is it at? Fairy Tale. Go to the good old girl, Young Senya. Oh, I gotta fix her too. Give her birds. Oh, actually, I can give you bird's eye. Oh, do I want to give? Oh, I said I can't really give you bird's eye view. I'll give you bird's eye actually. Let's go ahead over here. Let's go give you HP as well. Defense set. That's the only one I got. Okay. Alright. Let's go back down to Frida. Let's go ahead and give you this artifact. There you go. Alright. Again, it's probably more likely cut, but let's get into it. So, top team Harsetti, Boss Runga, and Ilanov. We're going to take the good old girl, Christy, Young Senya, and Arya. This is going to be the typical Christy build with a lot of ER as much as you can. Young Senya, you do want to have Bird's Eye. It does speed up the process quite a bit. Arya here with Fairy Tale. Again, you don't really need a lot of bulk. Kind of want some more damage as well. But do keep an eye out on your ER. But be careful because if it is a high effectiveness Boss Runka, you could be in trouble. Bottom team, we do see a SPP. Bright Senya, and Landy. Now I'm going to take good old girl Luna with immunity just in case if we don't outspeed. Does it really matter if we outspeed? Not really. I mean, it's nice and all if we were to outspeed. But having immunity on Luna just kind of nullifies that. So let's go ahead and switch Luna's artifact to Book. So we have really nothing to worry about here. Book. And then good old girl Frida, which is more souls, just for why not. And then lastly, going to be BBK. Now, BBK isn't the greatest. I am missing like 400 attack, 500 attack. Kind of sad about that. But, hey, it is what it is. But other than that, though, it really doesn't matter if they go first or not. Let me back out real quick. Just in case it seems no one is hitting it, no one is not. So now, let's go ahead. Teams are perfect. And let's go in and surely we don't hit. Surely. You know, I don't think I opened my Luna's imprint. Actually, I don't even think I have dupes on this account. But let's get into it. Alright. 31k HPR setting. Again, this is scouted, by the way. So I already know it's not really a high effectiveness Boss Runka or Harsetti. So hopefully this speeds up the process. I say that, but it's going to be a sleeper. Surely, right? Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and rip S3 on the Young Senya. Actually, yeah, we got to rip S3 because we do want the Bird's Eye, right? Bird's Eye proc for the Arya. Alright, we can do this on Christy. And now Arya, we can Soul Burn S1 into S3. And it just speeds up the process so much quicker, right? So, Soul Burn S1. Boom. We have 2 focus, right? Very, very nice. Just like that. Ooh, that's a high damage. Alright. Now, we go ahead and do S3. And boom. Now, now we have her focus again. Now she's at max focus, which procs S2, which is very, very nice, which does push up the Boss Runka and Ilanov for more basically damage, right? And it just speeds up the process. Boss Runka's gonna go. It's not gonna strip my Arya, surely. If it does, well then, hey. Okay, we're good. Whew. A little spooky, right? Ilanov's gonna go with 30k HP. It is on Elbrus, so really, yeah. If it was Rise of Monarch, would have slowed it down quite a bit, but we are perfectly fine. But other than that, now it's literally just going to be an Arya showcase. Again, Arya is such a good unit, especially in this current meta. You don't even really need that much crazy gear on her. I do think Fairy Tale is a must-have, though, because it does speed up the process quite a bit, right? Harsetti goes again, and then there you go. Gone. Quick and easy first round. Now the second round. Hopefully we don't hit, surely, right? Losing to Landy in 2025. Surely that's not possible, right? But yeah, I don't really see how we lose this bond team. Because it don't matter if this SPP go first or not. It really don't. Somehow we outsped though. Because I did see in the notes that if your Luna's not 309, you gotta be a little bit careful. But I'm like, okay, I got 302. We outsped perfectly fine. Alright. And it doesn't matter if our BBK cuts or not. If we get pushed back. I'm trying to think. Does it matter? I don't know if she's gonna cut. She didn't cut, like I said. Does it really matter though? Let's see. So I know we may lose attack buff here. Okay, we didn't lose attack buff. Alright, never mind. Gear cap, I guess. With my 0 ER. Alright. Boom. Soul Burn S3 with attack buff. We did kill the landing. And now it's just Bright Senya, SPP versus the world. And other than that, pretty straightforward victory. 4-0. Not too shabby. We are on the rise to 12-0. Surely. Surely, right? Final 2 guild wars. Gotta lock in. I will say, though, there's a lot of guilds after this Guild War season is over are not going to be trying next Guild War season 4. They're basically just gonna, you know, just the usual, but just not really try as hard as most guilds are trying now. Unless the rewards are, like, insane for that tournament. They need to be insane for everyone to really be trying hard as they are now next season. We'll see, though. We shall see what's going to happen, right? I have no idea what's going to happen next Guild Wars season. Well, it really depends on the rewards that we are going to be getting, right? So, I do see this top team. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't like that top team, so I don't want to hit that. Let's go find something else. Alright, let's go hit my big... I ain't even going to say that. Alright, good old Derpus. What'd you use over here? Harsetti? Flan? FCC? Okay, I see the potential. I see why you do that. But now, what is that? Is that a high effectiveness? Let's see. Let's see. What is going on down here? So it does, and again, it's not scouted. So actually, technically, I can literally just flip this around. And top team, bring out the good old girl Harsetti. But I've learned from my mistakes. No more inting here, right? So what we're gonna do here is, let me see, FCC, where you at? Bring good old girl FCC. I don't think I took your gear. Yeah, you're good to go. Ooh, actually, Harsetti's missing the boot. No, I'm about to steal the boot back. All right, so let's go back to over here. HP. Yeah, it's tragic. I mean, I could go this. I do lose out on bulk. Okay, I'll do that. It is what it is. So we are going to be taking book on our Harsetti. All right. So again, maybe a little cut, more than likely. So top team Renaka, Sharon, Bright Senya, and we're going to be taking Harsetti Flan in FCC. Now I learned from my mistakes. We just gave Harsetti book. We're just going to give her a book, and we should be good to go. Sober, 100% defense, break chance, and A. That's really about it, right? Flan, gonna be the typical Flan build, 5k, 343, ideally 1350, but I don't have that much Destro gear on this account. Our team, literally the exact same team you saw earlier in terms of Arya, so I'm not really gonna be showcasing the stats. But let's get into it. Surely. Surely we don't run it down, right? Alright, so, well, I didn't even need my book here. Alright, so sad noises, sad noise. So, what we're going to do here, since we do see Renaka in the back with immunity, we're going to go ahead and kill the Sharon. And Sharon's gone, just like that. Just like that, she is gone. See you next world. See you next time. So now, I can technically just... Yeah, I could just technically sober in this. Might as well. Might as well just sober in this and get rid of her. And again, I could literally just save Renaka for last, and I have nothing to worry about. Boom, pop. Are you Holy Sack? That is the main question. You are Holy Sack. Does it matter? I don't think it really matters if she's Holy Sack or not. I mean, Renaka did go into FCC. FCC Harsetti. I would have preferred FCC, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Actually, this may be better in my case. Because that means my FCC is just going to be a brick wall for the Renaka to keep just beating her head into. Alright, and Harsetti still survives. Is my Flan gonna proc this Renaka, or Bright passive should I say? It did not. Oh, thank you, Proof of Valor. Thank you, Proof of Valor. Now, technically I can just rip S1. It's gonna kill the Bright Senya. She is gone. That is funny. That is funny. It could have looked a little spooky if she didn't have proof, but hey, it is what it is. First round, done. Bottom team should be the exact same thing you saw earlier in terms of how Arya, Young Senya, Christy works, right? So, here we go. It is going to be 26k Harsetti. Okay. Okay. Boom. Kind of high damage. That is quite some damage on that Harsetti, I will say for sure. Alright, we go ahead and S3 on the Young Senya here for the Bird's Eye proc. Now I can go ahead and sober an Arya. Boom. Hit. Nobody countered. Nice by me. S3. And we are good to go. Perfect. Now I will say, I wish my Christy was able to do attack buff here to speed up the process. But we're fine. We should be fine. Ilanov will go 35k HP. Ilanov, I'm fully expecting this Ilanov to have. I'm pretty sure this Ilanov was the one on Prod set. For sure, because that did no damage. Boss Runka's gonna go 19k HP. Surely you don't strip my Arya, right? Right? Okay. A little tense moment. I was a little bit spooked out because that was very low HP. So I was fully expecting it to be like big boy effectiveness, right? But other than that, we went from here. There's really no way to really lose from here, especially since it's not a effectiveness Aria, but effectiveness Bossruka. But other than that, very, very clean. Please bring the Aria. And we sure did. Finally, some justice. If you've been watching my videos, you will know I have not seen this young Senya ever bring Aria. Never. Ever. It was always a Christie. But nice and clean 6-0. We take that. We take that. Finally. Back-to-back 6-0s. But on that though, thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a good day. And I will see you guys later on for the last Guild War of the day. Peace out.